Hello friends, I'm Will Michael and you're watching the Connecticut Naturalist. There's no time to talk this week, only time to tell the story of Halloween 2004. Once upon a time, that time being now, in a pumpkin patch in New Milford, Connecticut, thousands of pumpkins waited patiently for Halloween to arrive. 560 lucky pumpkins are being selected to participate in a jack-o'-lantern festival in Bethel, Connecticut. Halloween enthusiasts march through this field and collect the pumpkins. It takes a lot of time to move 560 out of this giant garden and into the beds of trucks. The chosen pumpkins are loaded up and driven from New Milford down to Bethel, where the celebration will begin. They're unloaded and piled high. Yes, there are 560 pumpkins in that pile. Then, holes are cut into the tops, or bottoms, and the seeds and pulp are scooped out. This is the most daunting task. The initial pile slowly decreases in size as a new pile of hollow pumpkins is created. Setting up scarecrows and other preparations are underway as the pumpkins continue to move along the production line. The energy level and excitement increases as more volunteers arrive to participate in the festival. Scaffoldings are erected in the backyard. Soon they'll be covered with glowing jack-o'-lanterns. Cowbirds and sparrows explore the pile as they search for seeds in the garden. Enthusiasm fills the autumn air. The leaves tumble down from the trees and seem to dance in the crisp sunlight. Yes, autumn in New England. There's no prettier season. All the pumpkins are nearly hollowed now. Just a few more. This is the pile of hollowed pumpkins, all waiting patiently to undergo their metamorphosis into smiling, glowing jack-o'-lanterns. Friends smile and laugh as the next day begins. It's time to carve the pumpkins. This is the most fun. Everyone has different ideas and techniques. Adults and children are all united in this effort. And I think that this is a pumpkin patch most sincere. You know, the one that Linus was looking for in the cartoon. It's the great pumpkin Charlie Brown. This is Brenton Vaughn, a staple at Halloween on Hudson Street. Since Brenton was a young boy, he has been carving pumpkins. He is a skilled artist now, and every year he dazzles audiences with his remarkable carving style. All his jack-o'-lanterns are carved freely, no stencils. All the details are from his own mind. Another masterpiece complete by master carver Brenton Vaughn. People often ask why we do this. My parents started this tradition 22 years ago. In the beginning, only 25 pumpkins decorated the property. Each year, the volume increased, and now we've set a new record with over 500. All of this work for one night only. Why do we do it? Well, it's the process that is the most fun. The journey is where the excitement lies, where people come from miles around to contribute a jack-o'-lantern face that is unique only to the one who creates it. Old friends and new friends, people that we've never met, people that were strangers before, but because of the call of the jack-o'-lanterns are now comrades. It's amazing how many friends have been made because of Halloween. It makes me wonder, are we doing this for the pumpkins, or are they doing something for us? I guess it's a mutualistic relationship, human and pumpkin working side by side, each one bringing something to the other that he could not give himself. When twilight descends, the yard is most scenic. The pumpkins radiate an orange halo around them. It's surreal. Children play around the pumpkins. What an experience. The smiles on the faces of the people. That is why we continue the extravaganza. There's a feeling of experiencing fantasy here. Among the people and pumpkins, there is some kind of mystical energy. You can feel the excitement and anticipation. There's a joy in the air. Sometimes the setting appears to be out of a fairy tale book. But think about it. The most incredible stories always exist in reality, and as if this were a fictional story, the moon goes according to script. What are the chances of a lunar eclipse as we're carving under the night sky of October? The earth is positioned between the sun and the moon as we work. The shadow of the earth is passing over the moon. Underneath the moonbeams, the cheer and fun continues. Nobody could invent most of the extraordinary tales that happen every day in the world of non-fiction. What are the chances of a lunar eclipse at this time? Maybe the pumpkins called to the moon, or maybe the moon cried out to the pumpkins. Maybe we are just vessels for a lunar pumpkin celebration. Hours drift by, and the earth's shadow grows longer across the moon. Finally, all that can be seen is a brown shadow hovering in space. Our friends have all gone home now, until tomorrow. This is Joe. He's been present at Halloween for the past 22 years. The firelight flickers on our flag, and the night is quiet and peaceful. Who knows what tomorrow has in store for us? The next day, a chipmunk and some sparrows gather seeds before the pumpkin crew returns. The pixie from the Danbury Fair looks over the yard. Pictures are taken. As they say, pictures are worth 1,000 words. This is what America needs more of: outdoor experiences, the smell, the touch, the taste, the sight and sound of living. All this work must be tiring for somebody. Bella does the sleeping on our behalf. Another evening arrives. Tarps are set up. Electrical lines are strung. Carving continues. Wheelbarrows are pushed. Ladders are climbed. The process moves steadily forward. Some of the nicest people that you'll ever meet in your life are here tonight. How privileged we are to have their company. I have to take a moment and just watch and remember. There is a romantic quality about being outside in the cool autumn air, with a series of overhead incandescent light bulbs illuminating the workbenches. The next morning is the morning. Today is Halloween. Volunteers count pumpkins. Some didn't make it from beginning to end due to decomposition and other factors. The total number of pumpkins on display this Halloween is about 535. The afternoon sun shines over the property. The orange flesh of the jack-o'-lanterns mirrors the light. The exit sign is brought in, the cherry on the ice cream sundae. We're ready for the hundreds, over 1,000 visitors that will be here to view the pumpkins. Or maybe I have it backwards. Over 1,000 visitors will arrive to be viewed by the pumpkins. Outside the fence looking in, the yard is temporarily closed. That's John Zackerly, an inspiration behind this process. Without him, this extravaganza might never have continued for so long. The forest floor has come to see the display. The clouds float overhead as the day begins to fade. The pumpkin flag now flies. This is it. The cowbirds fly away to spend their night in a quieter location. We take an overhead look at it all. They are waiting. We are waiting. The smudge pot is lit, the flame of Halloween. It is here again for another year. The crowds pour in. Cars line the streets. This night is special for all that are here, but it is most special for the pumpkin patriots that were here all week helping to clean, carve, and take all the preparation for this one night only carnival. A police officer directs traffic. One thing that I've noticed is that many spectators do not bother dressing up in costumes. This is somewhat sad. Where is the Halloween spirit? There are only a handful of people in the world that produce events like this for free, open to the entire public. It's these small groups that make the holiday season fun for everyone, not just Halloween, but other days as well. If more people masqueraded in costume, it would be even more surreal. With all the creativity that is here, you would think that others would pick up on it and bring some of their own inventiveness. After all, the pumpkins are putting on a show for us. Shouldn't we give them something in return? Now here is a friend who has the Halloween spirit. When you do something creative, everyone around you is inspired. I urge all of those viewing the program tonight, wear a costume on Halloween, the only night of the year that you can, without having people think you're crazy. I like my costume so much I could wear it all year round. You'll see it before the program ends, don't worry. If you ever find yourself saying, "It hardly seems like Halloween," you have only yourself to blame. It's up to you to bring the excitement to others.
How long have I been in this dream?
That's my costume, a giant alien slinky that dances around. It's a lot of fun to spin around all Halloween night. When the crowd cease to enter the yard, the deep Halloween torch erupts, and its flames signal the success of another All Hallows Eve. This is the most enjoyable time. A few people remain around the fire and bask in the glow of the shining faces. I'd like to use this time to tell you a brief story about Halloween that happened just down the road from our pumpkin patch most sincere. This is a local legend, a story of witches, black cats, and children. If you're ever in the Old Quarry Nature Center, you may stumble upon 3 oak trees. These oak trees are not ordinary. They are 3 sister oak trees arranged in a perfect triangular pattern. 2 brothers went for a sylvan walk on the eve of Halloween. Their mother told them to stay with trick-or-treating, but the boys wanted to explore the swamp trail on this mysterious eve. They were out to sort of scare themselves, but in the end they didn't have to, because something else would do the scaring. As they walked along the swamp trail, they saw the 3 sister oak trees. In the center of the triangle, they saw a fine mist rising from the earth. Their curiosity drew them nearer. As they approached, the mist grew thicker, and suddenly the earth split open, and a witch rose out of the ground and floated into the center of the trees. She brushed the dirt and leaves off her long cloak and laughed as she saw the 2 boys. Before they could run away, the witch cast a spell. She turned one boy into a mouse and threw him in her sack, filled with molded bread, rusty rings, and some deteriorated spools of yarn. The other boy she turned into a cat and placed him on the back of her magical broom. Much time had gone by since the 2 brothers left their house, and their mother began to worry. She walked down to the forest to look for her children. She saw what was happening at the 3 oak trees, but the witch also saw her. As the witch flew over the mother, with the cat on the broom and the mouse in the bag, she cast another spell, turning the mother into a block of salt. All night on Halloween, from dusk until dawn, the witch flew in the moonlight over the town, occasionally landing on rooftops to look down on people passing below. She soared through the sky, cackling all the time. This was her only night of the year to live. She remains underground all year, except for this one night. When the sun began to paint the sky pink, the witch returned to the 3 oak tree sisters and was consumed by the earth again. The spells were broken, and the mother and her 2 sons transformed back into people. They returned home and told people what happened, and never returned on the eve of Halloween to the 3 oak sisters again. This story is part of the local folklore of Bethel, and it inspired the lyrics to the song that will be performed at the end of this program. On 1 acre of land, in the town of Bethel, in the state of Connecticut, on the east coast of the United States, on the continent of North America, on the planet Earth, 535 jack-o'-lanterns are alive in the wee small hours of the morning on November 1st. 535 jack-o'-lanterns smiled in the dark early morning. Fortunately, that time is now, and now exists forever. The only thing infinite is right here at this moment and every moment. Happy Halloween.
Here we are, believing, seeking proof, it's deceiving. Far away, our answers hiding in a place most uninviting. Now we go on our journey to put at ease our minds concerning. Yes, we feel quite nervous. Do we truly deserve this? Now we see the legend before us, growing silently in the chorus, unaware that we are present there. She rises higher beyond compare. does exist. She has but one day a year to live. One night in late October, she casts a spell before it's over. Children know that my story's true. Adults, I'm here to warn you. Old minds may not believe. Long ago, they've given up on dreams. On a night that we call Halloween, spirit rises for its only scene. The night's over, she's back down in the ground, waiting for the year to turn around. Spring, summer's gone. Soon it's the night of my dawn. Some things man does not believe, just because it's greater than he.